Now let's look at our major suit agreements on the convention card. Our major suit openings will start with just what we expect our minimum length to be when we open a major. And we all know at this point that that's 5 or more cards in the suit that you're opening. So when you open a heart or one spade, you're going to have 5 or more cards in that suit. And that's just something we all know, and we're going to put it on the card so that our opponents know what to expect when we open this, which shouldn't be too far from the norm for them. Our double raise should be invitational, and the double raise just means one of that major, 3 of the major. So 1 heart, 3 hearts, 1 heart, 3 spades. We've raised twice, right? The normal single raise is just 1 spade, 2 spades. So 1 spade, 3 spades shows 10 to 12 points and 4 cards in that suit. And that's why we're marking off this middle box that says invitational. And that's exactly what that invitational range is. When partner opens the bidding, a good 10 to 12 is invitational. Right below that, it's the same exact thing, except it says after overcall. So what does our double raise mean after an overcall? So our partner opens 1 spade, our opponent bids 2 clubs. What is 3 spades, that double raise? And for us, that's weak. The reason it's weak is because in that situation, the way we show a good hand and support for partner's suit is we Q-bid. So 1 spade, 2 clubs, 3 clubs would be, hey, I have a good hand. I have 10 or more points, and I have support for your major suit. So now that we have that taken care of, we have a way to show a strong hand. We use the 3 spade bid now to show a weak hand and a lot of spades, right? Meaning 4 or more. Okay, and this is what we do to kind of get in the opponent's way. When we have a bad hand, but we have a good fit, we want to bid to an appropriate level, at least to make it as difficult as we can for them, and maybe we just get to play at that level as well, which we should be comfortable with 9 or more trumps. All right, so remember after that, and if you want to make a note down here, right, this is something that you can't look at when you're playing, but sometimes just the act of writing it down before the game will help you remember this bid, right? So just put Q bid equals 10 plus and support in competition. This will just help jog your memory before you start playing at the bridge table. Right. Now remember, you're not going to be able to look at this card while you're playing a hand, right? This isn't for you to look at. It's not like a cheat sheet or anything like that. It's just where you're going to write your agreements. But sometimes just the act of writing it down before the game will help you remember it while you're playing. Right, so don't worry about putting this on here. As long as you're not staring at it at the table while you're playing a hand, you're going to be okay. This is mainly meant for your opponents to be able to look at what you play in these situations. But honestly, if it helps you remember, just write it down, and you're more likely to get it right when it happens. Now we get below that to see the conventional raise. And that's what that abbreviated thing means there. It's conventional raise. And in this spot, we're going to click 2 no trump. We play, or we should be playing, this bid, and we can play very simple versions of it or very complex versions, but this should be our forcing raise. And this just means, hey, I know we have enough for game, and I know we have a fit. Jacoby 2 no trump is a little more specific than that, and if you want to find out more, just click on that convention card on the website, and it'll bring you right to that introductory lesson for Jacoby 2 no trump. But we should always have a forcing raise in these situations, and this is just to make it easy when we both have good hands and a good fit. And below this, we're starting to track down to the bottom here. If we're playing 2/1, we should also be playing 1 no trump forcing. And this is just a way that we can handle those types of hands that are not quite strong enough to make a game forcing bid. And we only do this over major suit openings, right? That's why this is going right here under the majors. 1 no trump is forcing. It shows 6 to 12 points. And especially over 1 spade could essentially be any type of hand, right? So this doesn't necessarily show our balanced hand. It's just a way that we can avoid making a game forcing bid when we have some weird hands that just aren't strong enough for that. The rest of this we're going to leave blank for the moment. Drury is a really good way to kind of buy insurance for those weak third seed opening bids. It's, however, one of the most forgotten bids at the bridge table because it requires you to remember a couple of different things that you're not usually accustomed to thinking about. But it is a great convention, and we'll eventually get to that. But for now, we're going to leave all this blank, and these are our agreements when our partner opens a major suit. Our next video in this series is going to go right next door to our minor suit opening bids. We're going to talk about what our expected length is and also how we're going to handle certain situations after we open one of a minor. So don't forget to check that out, and don't forget to check out the convention card on the website that has all the lessons linked right on it. Okay, folks, see you next time.